Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the second race of the night, the MSS Money Racing Series. Right now we are about to start qualifying here for the moment. Right now Richard Elliott fastest again like he was in the opening race, and again a little bit of a short field on deck here. Right now, qualifying about to start, 10-minute qualifying. No harm, no foul. Some drivers slowly trickling back in. We moved it up to 10, and with a 10-minute qualifying here, should be pretty good. Brandon McKee on deck. So now we're 11 drivers. The one just joined in. Malik Ray. 10 minutes of plenty of time for drivers still jump up and do it tonight, of course. Right now, Brandon McKee. Well, finished at the first lap. Bobby Forsby will be the second one set lap, followed by James Waring and Garrett Caswell. So right now, off of 4, Brandon McKee to set the first lap of the race tonight. Does not dip below that apron, kind of strange. But at the line, 54.364, the time to beat. Bobby Forsby, his lap at the line. To put him to the point, James Waring just crosses the line. And Waring will slide in second quickest for the moment. Right now, look at Garrett Caswell, and totally different colors from what he was at the truck. Right now, Caswell is really trying to break through on the HGR side of things. Have not been able to get that first win. It's been close so many times in the past. And Caswell third quickest. right now, as we wait, 4 drivers posted a lap right now. 6 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for drivers to join and show up. Oh, while we wait here, Bobby Forsby back on back on front. James Ware second. Garrett Caswell third. Brandon McGee rounds out the 4 drivers that have posted a qualifying lap so far. Bobby Forsby, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
How's it going?
Well, buddy, it's about the 3rd interview. I know you're getting tired of hearing me talk, but yeah, an unfortunate result to the first race. How do you shake that off and prepare for the second one?
I'm just going to go out there and ride. Just hopefully Terry ain't there to turn me.
But I don't think Terry hasn't joined the session yet, so you might be fine.
Now they say he's watching the fight, so we might get lucky tonight.
All right. All right, buddy. Right now, sitting on pole with a bad, fast car. Hopefully, talk to you on better circumstances at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir.
Bobby Forsby right now on pole. Richard Elliott now waiting in the pits. With 3 minutes to go, looks like we'll get about 10 drivers again tonight. A little bit of a short field on deck tonight. With 3.5 minutes to go, if anybody's going to make a qualifying lap now, now would be the time to do it. Speak of the devil. Sean Corbett rolling out onto the track. Corbett, no stranger to being up front in HGR and most of these money races. Going to look forward to see what he can do tonight. $50 laps on deck tonight. We're just tuning in after the. You're just tuning in. We look at Sean Corbett now come off of turn 4 to make his first laps here. Just tuning in tonight. Kenneth McCollum Jr. beats John Ward only by about 0.12 of a second to take the Dega Pros race here a few minutes ago. And right now, McCullough looking to go 2 in a row. Right now has not posted a qualifying lap. Right now, Corbett working through turns 3 and 4 again. But this is for the money lap. Is it enough to knock Bobby Forsby's 54.277 off the front row? Or off the pole, I should say. So looking at right there to the edge of that grass. About as best way to cut troubles you can ask for at the line. He does it. 54.263 and Sean Corbett to the top of the board. Right now, 5 drivers rolling who have made a lap. Christopher Carter's in the show tonight. In the number 25 Mountain Dew Chevrolet. Of course, Carter, another one of them. No stranger to being. No stranger to this channel. Runs the HDR events. But right now, with 25 seconds left, he ain't gonna be able to push the lap. If this is his out lap. So that being said, Sean Corbett's gonna wrap up the poll here for the MSS Money Racing series. Richard Elliott goes second quickest. Slides in just behind the 45 of Sean Corbett. And with that being said, if I can get an interview with Corbett, I will, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. So with that being said, see if we can't interview the driver in the 19. Garrett Caswell, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, weren't able to make the first race. Come into the night, qualify. Well, it looks like 5th quickest, buddy. Can you get the job done tonight?
Yeah, I got a good shot at it. Didn't even know I was gonna run this race until like 5 minutes ago. So, huge thanks to James for that. But yeah, I'm chasing my 3rd MMS win, so hopefully I can get it done tonight. Feel pretty strong about it. This is the car I got my first MMS win in, so yeah.
All right, baby. Well, we're looking forward to it. Garrett Caswell rolling off 5th tonight. Appreciate your time, dude.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That being said, unfortunately, we will not be able to get an interview with Sean Corbett. It does not look like. So a few drivers still waiting to grid up. Nathan Harper, one of them. And there they are. Now they're rolling. Right now, starting grid for tonight's event. Sean Corbett on pole. Richard Elliott second. Bobby Forsby third. James Waring fourth. Garrett Caswell fifth. Brandon McKee sixth. The one of Ray will start seventh. Nathan Harper 8th, John Ward 9th, Joshua McCullough in the 10th, Christopher Carter and Kenneth McCullough. That is the fast 12. And then I don't count. So, don't know why it's popped up on the, not sure why that picture's popped up on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know why that picture's popped up on the bottom. I don't know what the deal is with the picture on the bottom. I'm going to have to figure that out. Now it's gone on my side. Okay, so maybe if I pull up the ticker one more time, it'll stay gone. Be sure everything loads up here. Been a crazy night. Been a very crazy night for the Cup Series side of things. Probably why a lot of people ain't been showing up. So that being said, Sean Corbett, Richard Elliott brings them down to the start of this race.
Green flag, green flag.
So we're rolling from Talladega. Computer driver's overlay's not loading. Let's see if we can fix that. For a moment, down the back straightaway. A couple drivers already swinging out wide. I understand it's a little spotty at the moment. So right now, if it doesn't load, we're just going to ride with it. But it looks like they're all loading up now, and they are. So now that the overlay is straightened away, Sean Corbett leads Bobby Forsby, Caswell, Ray, and Ward as the top five. McCullough running sixth, followed by Carter, Waring, McGee, and McCullough again at the line. Give it to Sean Corbett, leading the first lap. Ward's 50 laps, just a little bit longer than what the other one was. Still should be a great action. A lot of jostling back there mid-pack for the moment is right now top six. Top six for the moment. So far, single file. A little bit of jostling back there. James Waring, one of them, trying to make something happen. Right now, some drivers not willing to race. Some trying to make it racy already. Here comes that outside lane. Followed by the 05. Down the back straightaway, lap 2 in the books, working lap 3. The 05 is Joshua McCullough out front just for a moment. James Waring pushing him, followed by the 03 of Kenneth McCullough now. That is the top three in the outside lane, and the bottom lane gives it up just as quickly as it comes. Off of 4 now. Corbett's led every lap since the start of this race. Right now, Corbett now leads lap 4. Well, lap 3, I should say, working lap 4. Outside lane's kind of dissipated here. Top 3 separated. Garrett Caswell running third. You see McCullough jumps back up again. Going to try to pull the outside lane a little bit down the back straightaway. Right here in the side draft, how it works. And a big run from the outside lane. Waring up just a little bit, side by side again. But again, the outside lane kind of gives up just a little bit. Kind of gives up just a little bit on that, on entry to the corner, but they're able to build such a great run down the back straightaway that they're able to stay right there with them. But unless they can really get formed up together and make something happen right now, the outside lane just not able to completely fulfill the pass. As I say that, McCullough almost had the 45 cleared, but that's what I just alluded to, giving it up on entry. Down the back straightaway. Right now, Josh McCullough was able to lead one lap officially. Side by side. 4 rows deep, but right now nobody really trying to push the issue or make anything happen. They'll have a pit stop that they got to do and all that. Nathan Harper was not able to make the race or able to start the race, so the driver to 7 out. Well, here comes McCullough back up to the outside lane. And again, just not able to do nothing. Which is no surprise, the truck series is the same, really. Well, no truck series, you can actually, if you do it right, you can get a great run down the back straightaway. But right now, don't know if it's the cars or if it's just the amount of people in the outside lane. But right now it's going Sean Corbett's favor for the moment. Kenneth McCullough, third car in the outside lane with the 03 right on the side, going for 2 in a row tonight. Already won the Dega Pros race, trying to sweep this. Right now it's been all Sean Corbett for the most part. Joshua McCullough's been giving him a fight on the outside lane, but right now Corbett holding the field at bay. Right now clear for the moment. Side by side for second to fourth, McCullough. Drivers right now just trying to ride. One of them, Bobby Ford, at top of the show, just trying to ride, not push the issue. Of course, Forsby had a very early exit out on lap 1 in the Dega Pros race, trying to make up for that tonight. As really now you see 2 cars have dropped. Or 2 cars are just working the outside lane. Now the 03 of Kenneth McCullough dropped back down to the inside lane. So now Waring and Joshua McCullough has the work cut out for him even more. Right now, 43 to go, will be 42 when we get back to the line. On back through the field here, James Waring trying to help that outside lane. Here comes, got another car on the outside lane, trying to pull up there and make something happen. That'd be a 92 of John Ward, who lost this race by inches as Waring immediately drops down to the bottom. But I had enough of this. And Ward went in the bigger run. Should have won a Ray, jumps up with them. Perhaps McCullough's going to try and jump up there and make it 4 more cars on that outside lane. A great run down the back straightaway. Joshua McCullough, John Ward immediately down and a little bit of an aggressive block. They keep it straight. Dang, you see how that hurt the one array going all the way to the back now. Forced him way up the track. So for right now, Joshua McCullough leads John Ward side by side for second, or for third between Richard Elliott and Sean Corbett. Corbett's led 6 laps to start. Right now has been shuffled back. Yeah, about the 6th spot for the moment, battling for the 6th spot with the 31. Which I believe the 31 is not the same as what it's showing on that racing, but we'll have to confirm that in a moment. It is not. Brendan McKee. So 31 slash to 6. Brendan McKee right now side by side with Bobby Ford for the 6th spot. Right now outside lane trying to come back. Richard Elliott trying to pull Carter with him and McKee. Gonna see how good of a job they can do. Down the back straightaway side by side for the lead momentarily. Elliott with the run down the back straightaway. Just not clear enough. I think when McCullough got to the bottom, I think that's what he wanted. Just got to control both lanes. You see Carter way up the track. Probably ducking out of line, trying to fall back, maybe save some gas. Matter of fact, he'll blend back in line as McCullough now jumps up to cover the outside lane. Ward now to the bottom of the track. John Ward leads his first lap to finish in the night in the MSS Money Racing Series. Of course, Ward just lost the first race, Dega Pros, by 12 hundredths of a second. Trying to make up for that tonight. So right now, top 5 as the run: Ward, McCullough, Sean Corbett, Richard Elliott, Bobby Ford. That's the top 5 as they run, but still take all 11 cars and put them 5-10 behind the leader. You almost throw them under a blanket and be fine. How about a strong run again from the outside lane with Joshua McCullough, but again not able to make it happen on entry. We're about to see how big the run's going to be down the back straightaway here. Elliott, Christian, McCullough down the back straightaway. We'll see if McCullough gets clear. You see Carter drops out of line and just barely not clear. So the outside lane not being as big a help tonight. And what some will hope most of the time whenever we run the HGR Truck Series, as I say, the outside lane not being a big run. McCullough went an awesome run down to the bottom, and now Richard Elliott has tried to make the outside lane work with Kenneth McCullough. See, the one has worked himself back up into the picture after dropping all the way back down the back straightaway. 37 laps to go. Going to be 36 when we get back to the line. Green flag pit stop should be coming up within the next 10 laps or so. So right now, Elliott and McCullough, the only two on that outside lane now. Have all lights, they'll be dropping back here unless somebody jumps up with a run. Try to pull that outside lane with them, but for right now, not much you can really do. And you see McCullough ditches Elliott. But right now, Richard Elliott, oh, the one on the apron keeps it straight for the moment. So now that we've single filed out here, pretty much just expect drivers to ride for the next, I'll say 30 some laps, 35, at least to the green flag pit stops. Right now, not much to really call at the moment. Just going to go through the field. John Ward running third, Sean Corbett fourth, Richard Elliott fifth, Kenneth McCullough in the fifth spot. The one array, the 5 and 4 is Big Carter, McKee, and Waring. That is the top 10 as they run. On back below that, Garrett Caswell running 11th, and right now 11 cars remain in this race. Of course, the 7 and Nathan Harper not able to start the race. It will be resulted with a 12th place finish. Right now, your biggest movers of the race tonight would be Joshua McCullough up 9 spots from where he started. Kenneth McCullough up 7. And also John Ward up 7. They're your biggest movers of the race tonight. right now, we look at the pit strategy and length here. With all drivers on the same stint. The question is, when will the pit strategy become a factor here? That's what you got to understand. How long can these drivers go with some kind of strategy? Play it. We'll find out here. But for right now, 33 laps to go for Talladega in the MSS Money Racing Series. A little bit too wide after that there. Carter and McKee got side by side. Waring now, potentially him and Caswell might be trying to make something happen here. Well, I thought Carter was coming into the pits, but evidently thinks seconds of it. So right now we'll go back to single file since they got it straightened out. 32 to go. Right now, Josh McCullough's led 11 of 18 laps tonight. Sean Corbett led the opening 6. And John Ward has led only 1 lap. All right, now as we watch the action unfold here, you see some drivers, perhaps some try to wait. Actually, here comes the first round green flag pit stops now. McCullough sliding, locks up the tires. No black flag for the moment. But the 0-3 to 1 in the 000. That'll be McCullough, Ray, and Elliott stay out. Down the back straightaway, you got to imagine will these drivers be coming in to pit this time, or they try to go a little bit longer. Well, we're about to find out here. Yep, and here comes the other 3. Some a little way fast. How about Richard Elliott? Gained as much as he could, as did the 1 on McCullough. Meanwhile, the rest of the field that just pit a lap earlier, getting down the back straightaway. So now there's going to be the race, not just the race off pit road, but at the front 3 and get back up to speed. Right now they are rolling out their pits. Here comes the 05 McCullough with Corbett, Ward, Christopher Carter behind them. So you see the plan worked. The plan almost worked for right now. I mean, the 1 was too big of a gap, almost a second gap to be 2 and 3. So it ain't gonna quite work out the way that driver the 1 wants it to. Or it might. Hey, it goes way up the track. Right now, a little bit of side-by-side action. Only a little bit before they blend back in line. The top 6 now with a shot to win it. Christopher Carter fell to 2.2 seconds back with Brendan McKee. Garrett Caswell 4 seconds off with Bobby. 4 is being Jane Waring. After another rough pit stop. Driver to 13. 15 seconds off the pace. With that being said, after this round of pit stops, Richard Elliott cycles out to the lead with Kim McCullough running second. The one of Ray, followed by McCullough and Corbett. There's your top 5 as they run. Right now, of course, I think a lot of drivers tonight took the night off to watch the cut race, which was under a rain delay, so I apologize for the short field that we have. As you can see, Kenneth McCullough jumps out of line trying to make something happen, will blend right back in line, but loses 2 spots in the process. And even with a short field tonight, you can rest assured these drivers are going to put on a heck of a show. Same thing from the Dega Pros race. They'll wait to the very last second to pull out, give us perhaps a second photo finish of the night. But we still got 25 more laps before we find that out. It's going to be 26 when they hit the line. Just to reiterate this here. They pitted on lap, most of these drivers pitted on lap 19 and 20. So with that being said, there's at least another for everybody. There's at least one more green flag pit stop to go. Provided that there isn't a caution that gives the drivers the opportunity to, give them the opportunity to come up and pit or face either one. Well, interesting ways that this race can play out. All right, now a single file train led by Richard Elliott. You can see the one of Ray trying to jump out of line, perhaps make something happen. Halfway down, halfway to go. Richard Elliott up to the top lane. And perhaps a strategy call, actually. He's been burning the most fuel out of anybody. Perhaps wants to try to stretch it a little bit more at the end of this first green flag run, or the second one, I should say. Blends back in line, drops down to 4th behind Sean Corbett. Richard Elliott led 5 laps so far tonight. Right now, driver to 1. Looking to lead his second one officially right behind him, Joshua McCullough. Malik Ray. One of the drivers debuting tonight on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Right now, top 5, Ray, McCullough, Corbett, Elliott, McCullough. John Ward is selling him at 6th. Garrett Caswell runs 7th. Bobby Forby runs in the 8th spot. Christopher Carter in the 9th. Brandon McKee in 10th. James Waring 28 seconds off the pace. They're losing the draft, and not going to get much better unless there's a caution. While they're running single file here, we'll take a quick break and step away just for a moment. You're watching the MSS Money Racing Series live on Talladega. Here. Back live here from Talladega. Josh McCullough laid back, got the run. Was able to set sail around the one, and Josh McCullough back out front here from Talladega. Right now, McCullough's led 11 laps tonight. See Brandon McKee out there in the outside lane trying to make something happen. Nobody goes winning for the moment. 21 laps to go. McCullough will lead the 12th lap of the race tonight. Now a couple drivers jumping up, some tired of waiting. Kenneth McCullough and John Ward. Well, Ward thinks twice about it and will drop right back in line. The driver that 92, Jeff Gordon, throwback. Trying to make something happen. Or perhaps just testing the water, seeing if anybody's willing to go up there to the top side right now. McKee and McCullough trying to make that happen. Side by side with the leaders. But at the line, McCullough will lead his 13th lap of the race. Right now, Bobby Forsby has the fastest lap of a 49.570. Now, quickly as the outside lane tries to build momentum, McCullough drops back down, fourth car in line now. And Brandon McKee will go straight back to the back. So again, to update you on your biggest movers of the race so far tonight. Really hasn't changed a lot from where we started. Joshua McCullough up 9 spot. The one of Ray up 5. Kenneth McCullough Jr. up 7 from where they started. Brandon McKee up 2. John Ward plus 2. Christopher Carter plus 1. Right now, the biggest droppers of the race will be 5 of Bobby Forsby, down by 6 from where he started. And of course, James Waring, who lost the draft under that first round of pit stops, has lost 7 spots from where he started. Them are your big gainers and droppers as more drivers coming this time. Massive checkup from Josh McCullough, Stills on the brakes. He got it woe down, but good God if he didn't shred them tires coming in there and smoke the snot out of them. That leaves 4 drivers now. Of course, McCullough and Elliott went 1 lap further than what most of them did. The one pitted at the same time as the first group pitted. So, will the strategy work out just as good as the second time as what it did the first time? Will these front 4 be able to keep the lead? We're about to find out. See the one locking them up even more than what the 05 did. Brandon McKee, black flag, too fast entering. The driver of the 6/31. A black flag will have to serve Richard Elliott, too fast on pit road. That changes everything. Both of them had to serve a penalty, likely done. As far as the win goes tonight, as long as there's not a caution, working 16 to go. Right now, Garrett Caswell, one that's been quiet all night tonight, looking to get his 4th MSS win of his career. And a big move, swinging them out. Going to lead the 1 and the 0 through the drive. Russell McCullough back out front with Garrett Caswell finally moving up into the 2nd position. John Ward right behind him. Sean Corbett led 6 laps and then it's falling back. Been hanging around the top 5 as you see. Good God. McCullough way up the track. Not sure what it was over, but Garrett Castro will lead his first lap for the race tonight. See now, one driver replaying that. That would be Brandon McGee, who was one of the drivers that has served a penalty on pit road. The next one would be Richard Elliott, just exit a 4 right now, according to our track map. Both of them having to serve speeding penalties on pit road. John Ward side by side, outside lane for the first time. Has the majority for the first time. If Ward can get down, he'll be clear. Meanwhile, here comes the bottom lane of several drivers jumping back up. John Ward leads his second lap of the race tonight. Down the back straightaway, the one array now desperately trying to make something happen. 15 to go. Sense of urgency starting to come down. He is clear. Intensity starting to get good now. Drivers starting to make moves, wanting to make moves. 15 to go, number 14 this time. Driver that one has led 7 laps so far tonight. Kevin McCullough's only led 1 lap worth blue as hard as he's been fighting for the lead. See, now they're catching the slower car, Richard Elliott. Of course, just mentioned Elliott having to serve a speeding penalty on pit road. So right now, as they run, John Ward right now taking the preferred line, the bottom, which again evened out compared to the middle lane from what you see from the truck series side of things. But really, the outside lane, though, it does get a great run down the back straightaway. It's been very hard to try to clear. See, Joshua McCullough, I thought he was going to take it 3 wide for the winds up thinking better of it, but it's been hard to really, that outside lane has been as easy to try to make the move down. Of course, the one just did it off the 4, but still not been as easy as what it normally looks like compared to the trucks. Going interesting, Sean Corbett drops back down to the bottom. That'll lead the McCullough duo to have to try to fend for the top. Right now, the one back up. And John Ward now back to the bottom. As far as the top 7 goes, anybody's race, Bobby Forsby has lost the lead pack, 24 seconds off. Elliott, Waring, and McKee all 3 of them 1 lap down, praying for a caution. As long as this race has been between these 11 drivers tonight, I'm pretty sure the caution probably will not change. Especially getting down to 10 to go here now. Could be wrong. Run out Ward up the block, the outside lane. Gonna leave the bottom open for Caswell. Can the 19 do anything with it? Down the back straightaway, 10 laps to go from Talladega. Right now, though, well, you see now the outside lane has got the majority of cars, 5 cars to 3. They're always gonna give it up on entry just a little bit. Here comes Caswell back to the inside with Corbett and McCullough with them. Eric Caswell's only led 1 lap officially tonight. He would love to lead the next 10 more. Going to be 9 when they cross the line. But John Ward with a great run through the tri-oval at the line. Give it to Ward. Of course, John Ward's led 6 laps tonight. The driver who's led the most right now runs in the 5th position, Joshua McCullough, that 3rd car on the inside lane as they go down the back straightaway. Right now, pretty much everybody seems to be stuck in place. Nobody really, I mean, I don't believe there's enough cars to make a 3-wide move happen. I think pretty much everybody's stuck here. To go. Do I have a pick? I got 2 actually. I believe this is going to be 19. Is it going to be 19 or 92? I'm going with Caswell Ward through this. I do not believe, unless one of them gets stuck 3 wide, I do not think that the 1 or the 03 is going to be able to make a run happen on the 3rd lane big enough to where it's really going to matter. The middle lane, well, you see McCullough jumps back up to the top. It's going to leave Caswell and Corbett down by themselves. Carter thought about dipping down there. Takes the other, blends back in behind the 03. Ward down to the bottom and try to defend the spot. Ward and Caswell, those trainers been working together. They do a lot on HGR. We approach. We're going to be approaching 6 to go here. Here comes the 1 of Ray. Back to the outside, getting pushed by McCullough. Both McCulloughs actually. Carter trying to figure out which lane he wants to go with. He'll stick to the top lane. Right now, the car behind Carter, that Mountain Dew car, behind him would be the 000 Richard Elliott, 1 lap down after getting busted on pit road. 6 to go. Ward was able to control both lanes for the moment, but now to run back to the outside from the 1 of Ray. Of course, it's just so crucial they give up. They give up so much on entry that it's really hard for them to really build the run back up down the back straightaway. As I say that, the 1 clear for the moment, down to the bottom. Right now, still anybody's race on the 5 to go. Thing about it is, how desperate are you willing to make a move? 8 drivers potentially to settle it. 7 actually. I keep forgetting that Richard Elliott's 1 down. 7 drivers to decide this race amongst themselves. Is one of them going to try to make it 3 wide? Like, you just don't know. You don't know who's going to go with you here. Bobby Forsby is about 3 seconds out in front of these guys. We'll see as the one back up to the top. Oh, almost got turned. Big bobble from the one array, able to keep it straight. Chooses the bottom. 4 to go. Great save, but right now, what you're going to have to expect is shoving. It's not going to get any lighter. It's not going to get any easier. You see now they put the 5 of Forsby 1 lap down after getting busted, or after he was not one of them that got black flag, but rather just lost the draft here at the pit stop. Oh! McCullough blew up. They're in the wall. Caution is out. The 03 of Kenneth McCullough blows the motor. Blows the motor, gets a little bit of damage involved in that. A little bit of a stack up, right front not turning. We were wondering, Bobby Forsby will be the free pass if he was not involved in that incident. You had to wonder how long was the motor going to last before it finally blew. There's your answer. Go back and look at it. Pushing, but right behind. Finally, it'll just let go. Of course, you're focused on the end of the race. You're just hoping that the car is actually able to hold together, the engine's not blow. This is actually what you're hoping does not happen. Unfortunately, it does. Let's ride on board the cockpit. Down the back straightaway. Sometimes this motor is going to detonate itself. See, if you look at the dashes, you see that one, even though it's not blinking, I don't believe it's going to blink for us watching, but you do see that second gauge closest to the big one, right next to the other one, right next to the tachometer. You see that red needle way over what some would call the safe mark. What it does is it will end. Well, no, I believe they get a fast repair. Yes, they do. So one fast repair. Kenneth McCullough back in it, as a matter of fact. But it will set up the first of 3 green-white checkers. This changes a lot of stuff tonight. Gives a lot of hope to several drivers. Well, not really. It will give hope to Bobby. Richard Elliott was actually the recipient of the free pass, so evidently the 5 got a little bit of damage from that. We'll let them re-rack it here. Should be going 1 to green next time by. Lord, there's going to be straight. This is going to set up to be a wild finish, that's for sure. Jerry Rackett. The one of Malik Ray. We'll be restarting up front. Josh McCullough next to him. John Ward, Garrett Caswell, Sean Corbett, Christopher Carter, Richard Elliott. Them are the drivers on the lead lap. Bobby Forsby, James Waring, Brandon McGee, and Kenneth McCullough Jr. The quest to sweep the night is done, but the best he can do now is 8th. 1 to green. I mean, whatever happens, happens. Get 3 attempts here. I'm pretty sure we won't need all 3, but you never know. Oh boy. Late night, 11:30 on the East Coast. I apologize. But it's been great racing tonight, even with a short field on hand. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the restart you've all been waiting for. Take the ratchet straps, ratchet strap the TV. It's about to be the most intense green-white checker you'll ever see. Ray, McCullough, brains them down. We're rolling. First attempt at overtime. Great start by the 1, but the outside lane quickly trying to come back. Garrett Caswell trying to put Joshua McCullough up side by side right now. The 1 array is clear. He'll go up to cover McCullough. But now what does he do? What does he do when Ward gets back to the inside? And indeed, Ward back to the inside. Side by side, if they make it back to the white, it does not matter what happens afterwards. The race will not end under caution. And they will make it back. White flag, 1 to go for Talladega. Ray, what a great run. Great run from the 1, just not able to get clear, just enough. Ward now back to the bottom. Ward getting pushed by Corbett. Of course, the 5, Bobby Forsby, not involved in this race. He is still 1 lap down. The best he can run right now is 8. Down the back straightaway, the 1. Just not able to clear yet. If he's going to clear, he needs to take it now. He does. Get the photo finish cameras out. It's going to be one of them finishes for the final time. The one array. Here comes Joshua McCullough to the outside, side by side at the line. A little bit of door bumping and banging. Get it to the 1. Joshua McCullough gave it everything he had. But in the end, the 1, and I'm trying to find him in the Discord. right now, unofficial result, we're going to try to interview the one of Ray. Right now, Joshua McCullough credited with second, Garrett Caswell third, John Ward fourth, Sean Corbett. That is the top five. As we await we're just gonna wait and see, give it a minute. For the meantime, Josh McCullough's not even in the Discord neither. Well, I know the one person we can't interview. Garrett Caswell, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Got you.
Well, buddy, once again, I hate saying this. Seems like every time you're on one of my broadcasts, I have to end up saying this, but so close again, buddy. Take us through. Was there anything you could have done, or were you pretty much stuck where you were at?
Maybe if I went a little bit sooner, I probably could have gotten it, just because it was really close, and I just pretty much thought that if I went up a little sooner or something, that I'd just get split and hung out, and they'd get the position. So I was kind of a little bit too cautious on that. If looking back at it, if I went sooner, I probably could have gotten a win, but it's still money, so I'm happy.
Yes, sir, buddy. Yes, sir. Hell, 5 minutes before this race started, you weren't so sure you're going to be able to even make the race, let alone walk away with some money anyway. But yeah, crazy race tonight. Even if it was a little, well, kind of calm, cool, and collected till the end. Were you expecting or hoping for a green-white checkered, or was there a plan in place that if it went green the whole time, did you have a plan to maybe try to do something?
It was, yeah, we had a couple plans. Some failed. We went in for the first pit stop. We went in a little bit sooner than we wanted. The second pit stop, we were planning to kind of early pit and just hopefully take the jump on them and leave everyone else behind. But none of those worked. So my next plan was pretty much just stay in the top four till the end. So I guess that one worked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it did, buddy. It worked. It worked for you, all right. Just real quick, is there anybody you want to thank? Shout out, friends, family, sponsors, etc.
Definitely you for putting it on. I haven't seen you broadcast an MMS race, but you're always fun to talk to and go back and listen to the broadcast. So definitely you. James Waring for putting me in. He was a little bit hesitant, but I told him it was a good investment and had to keep my word. So glad that I kept my word. John Ward, Christopher Carter, and Bobby Forbes, or I definitely butchered that last name, but yeah, we were all in a call together, working together. I think the majority of us got in. Maybe just me and Ward, but them Premier Racing Setups, new sponsor, JS Designs, everyone back at GCCR Motorsports, T&J Bar and Grill, Mad Charity, Kenneth McCullough for putting this on, and yeah, I think that's it. Hopefully that's it.
I don't think you left any stone unturned, if there isn't. Well,
Yeah.
buddy, congratulations. And, hopefully one of these days we're going to be getting that interview from the winner's circle here at
Yeah.
HGR, buddy. But for right
I
now,
promise you, when I do get that win, those tires and that engine ain't lasting long.
I don't blame them. All right, buddy. As far as tonight, Garrett Caswell has to settle for third. Appreciate your time, dude.
Yep, thank you.
That being said, we'll go ahead and go through the results here after an action-packed night. Malik Ray, able to withstand the field only by 9 thousandths of a second, even closer than what the first one was. Joshua McCullough in second, Garrett Caswell third, John Ward fourth, Sean Corbett rounds out the top five, Christopher Carter, Richard Elliott sixth and seventh, Kenneth McCullough, Bobby Forsby eighth and ninth, Brandon McGee, James Warren will round out the field in 10th and 11th. It was a wild night for to have as little cars. They put on some of the best racing that anybody could ask for with such a limited field. But at the end of the day, Ray was able to outstand the field, play everything perfect. Well, actually, hold on, there might be somebody. Actually, you know what? We're going to take these jokers in. Kenneth McCullough, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Hey, what's going on, buddy? I think everybody forgot about the interview.
Yeah, I think so. I just got done interviewing Caswell. I'll go to you real quick so we don't end on one. First and foremost, was there any warning that the motor was going to blow, or was it pretty much you're just hoping that the car stays together till the end and it just went?
It's one of them glitches there that it does it every once in a while, especially in the Xfinity car. I wasn't even in the red. I think I was in the yellow at that time. I wasn't even close to being, the blow up point there, and it just went. And I didn't realize it was me there for a minute. I hate that Carter got involved in that, but yeah, it wasn't much I could do there. I was trying to get out the way.
Yeah, man, that's what we saw on the screen. Obviously, trying to get away. I mean, did not look like, I didn't think the car would blow, but then again, one has to think that in other situations, pushing for 2 or 3 laps straight can cause that. Well, real fast, buddy, is there any way, as I got your son waiting in the waiting room to be interviewed as well. Look forward to interviewing him. Ain't hard one to get a hold of. That being said, is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Family, sponsors, etc.?
Yeah, thank guys coming out tonight. Like I say we've been filling these races up, but summertime's come and everybody's out doing stuff with their families, so the races have gotten a little shorter. But I'm hoping to it picks up some. We get some bigger turnouts. Thank you for doing the broadcast. Thank all my teammates and everybody at MMS.
All right, buddy. Yes, sir. It was an honor to be in here, be able to call this race tonight. Unfortunately, the sweep, however, will come up about 7 spots short and 1 lap behind. Kenneth McCullough will walk out of here tonight in the 8th spot. Appreciate your time, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Well, let's get the race winner in here. Ray, buddy, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I hate to do this on the broadcast, but how do you pronounce your first name? I've been messing it up all night.
Malik.
Malik. I don't know why.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why that never rung a bell.
It's all good, man. It happens.
Yeah, pronouncing names is not my strong suit. Well, Malik, it was a strong run tonight. You end up getting Josh McCullough by 2 laps in the most laps led category tonight of 16. Take me through the whole race from up and down. Little field tonight. Was it pretty much if you can just survive the green flag pit stops that will be had a shot here? Or what was the mindset and the mentality just to get the job done?
Yeah, it was just surviving green flag pit stops. I knew if I could do that I felt like I'd have like a decent shot at it. So I just tried to make sure that I had smooth entries and exits, and it paid off for me in the end.
Yes, sir, buddy, and it paid off great. I do want to ask you though, were you surprised because you were on the first pit stop? You were one of the ones that pitted a lap before the front 3. Were you surprised by that they were able to, them 3 cars were able to hold the lead the first go round? Obviously, the second time it didn't go as smooth. A couple drivers busted with speeding penalties, but did it surprise you the first round that the 03 and the other 2 that did not pit was just catch you by surprise they were able to hold the lead?
Nah, nah. I know everybody in there's like a really solid driver, so like it didn't surprise me that they executed and they were, they were able to hold the lead. It didn't surprise me at all.
All right, buddy. Well, Ben, this is my first interview with you. I know a lot of people got bosses and sponsors, friends and family watching. So I give everybody the time. If you got anybody you want to shout out, it doesn't matter who. And the floor is yours, buddy.
I appreciate you for putting on the race, and I appreciate or like the broadcast, and I appreciate Kenny for putting on the race, and Josh for his help, and John in the last turn.
Yes, sir, buddy. Hey, ain't no problem. I'm glad everybody come out on a Saturday night, have a little bit of fun. Understand the cup race might have played a little bit of a role in some people not being here, but other than that, buddy, anytime I can come back and commentate for it, I'd love to interview you again.
All right, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Ain't no problem. Malik Ray comes in tonight. You're a winner, and we'll cash out with some money. One more interview here. Joshua McCullough, Garrett Jenkins, you got a copy.
Gotcha.
Well, buddy, you are a hard man to interview. I've been trying for the last week straight. I swear you're a hard man to get in here. Yeah, I mean, got edged out by 2 laps for leading the most laps, but it wasn't the whole story tonight. Green flag pit stops came down, and unfortunately, it bit a few drivers in the butt. What's your process in trying to get on the pit road? Because we see a lot in HGR and a few other the leagues where pit road is a very tricky part of the race, but it's also a very important part to get on and off easily. How do you go about preparing, knowing that there's going to be a group of cars coming? Like, how do you just avoid making any mistakes? Because it seems like you're one of the few that seems to be able to get on pit road on and off flawlessly.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of practice. Yeah, I usually pay attention, watch the good guys pit. I usually try to go in with them, and it's all about breaking on point, getting in, and not getting a black flag and getting out fast, and hoping you got a group to come out with. Because if you come out by yourself, you're not going to catch the other group that pits.
Yeah, man. Of course, practicing is one thing whenever you do it by yourself, but when you ain't got a lot of group of cars that are not able to qualify with or practice with a lot of drivers, can be tricky. Next question I had really, was there anything you felt like you could do? Because we saw all night, normally whenever we hop into a truck, the outside lane is able to get an awesome run down the back straightaway, enough to clear, but it seemed like tonight that was not the case. It was a whole lot harder to try to pass on the outside lane and get clear. It took about 5 to 6 laps to build up a big enough run to get clear. What is it, just how the Xfinity car and the truck are different from one another? Does it go about how drivers are pushing on that outside lane? What do you think was the biggest struggle tonight for that outside lane to really make anything happen?
It was really hard for me to stay cool. I think the part of that is the way the track's set up, how the temps are set, and if the sun's shining on the track. That all depends if you're able to cool off good enough. And usually you got to have a strong group of 3 guys. And if you have cool temps, you can definitely get 1 to 2 guys clear, depending who it is.
Yeah, and of course that makes sense. But so is there a big? Does the Xfinity cars, just the way they're set up, do they tend to overheat faster than what we will see the truck overheat?
I would say they're probably about the same.
Probably about the same. They're not too bad actually, if y'all things considering. Of course, second place is not what you wanted tonight. That's not what you came here to do, and you've been on the receiving end of a third place run at Dega Pros and then a second tonight. What I like to do in my interviews, I know people's got sponsors, family, friends, and bosses watching. So if there's anything anything that you would like to shout out, anybody you like to shout out tonight, the floor is yours, buddy.
I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Crow for everything he does, and I want to give a shout out to you for doing the broadcast. Thank you so much for doing that.
And I want to give a shout out to Garrett for pushing me. I know he was pretty hot, and shout out to MMS.
All right, buddy, ain't no problem. We look forward to seeing you at the next HGR event, and hopefully I can call a few more of these in the future. But for right now, a third in Dega Pros and a second in MSS Joshua McCullough, sorry.
You're good, man. Thank you.
We'll come home second, no problem, buddy.
Appreciate it.
With that being said, I believe we already ran through the results once. Yeah, we did. So it was a wild night. Glad I got to interview Malik and McCullough before we were able to dip out of here. With that being said, everybody, my name's Garrett Jenkins from the Raging Idiot Racing Network. It was fun to call both races tonight. Thanking to John Ward and Kenneth McCullough for letting me do it. And I will see all y'all, if not tomorrow, Monday night for the Inspired Cup Series race at Darlington. Until then, everybody take care and be safe.